Moksa.
Moksa.
Mama Moxa. Paint thinner?
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, yeah.
It's definitely living up to his name. Its name. It's super flat and it's black.
I've used flat black my whole life. No head.
And release as well, which I think all guys want to release. Isn't that the goal, like, of all men? I really like it.
You like it?
I really like it. I'm so surprised.
Are you?
Oh my goodness. Not that you care what I think.
Yeah, plenty of room to put it too.
Right.
Barrel aged.
And it's straight fire.
Hi everyone.
I'm Janet.
I'm Jason.
We're
Gumbo Mud. We're here
for dark beer.
And today we have some paint thinner.
Close. Next best thing.
I love this can.
We have Flat Black from Mason Ale Works and Moksa Brewing Company. It's a collab.
Have you heard of Moxa?
Never.
Yeah, we've done one on Mason Ale Works, Cash. But now Moxa, never heard of them. They're northeast of Sacramento, so should be interesting. But Flat Black, love the can.
Yes.
I've used Flat Black my whole life.
Yeah.
The paint, yeah.
The can, like, it totally stands out.
Yeah.
Like, it's super fun.
It's really cool. I remember seeing it for the first time on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I got to try that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the description from Mason Ale Works is a collaboration with Moxa. It's a pastry stout with coconut, Guatemalan cocoa nibs, and vanilla. Barrel aged for 15 months in Woodford Reserve and Maker's Mark bourbon barrels. The beer comes in at a 14.5% and is straight fire.
14.5. Now, one of the things when we saw this, it didn't say barrel aged on it.
Right.
And so that's one reason why we wanted to get it. And now it's barrel aged. This will be our first barrel aged beer.
That's true.
We'll actually review. So we want to review a lot of barrel aged, but there's just so many other beers out there that we like. And we're not a huge fan of barrel aged, but I do like some barrel aged.
I'm going to start by saying, like, I think that's super important to put on the can. Like, that, you know, there's some people that just stray away from those.
Yeah.
And some people that strictly drink those. So you have to specify, right? Like, somewhere.
Somewhere on there.
Like, you can still keep your paint theme, but, you know, you got to put it somewhere on the can.
Yeah.
So I was a little disappointed by that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the toasted coconut and the vanilla and the cocoa nibs come out a little more than the whiskey.
Right.
Right? Yeah, so this is Mason Ale Works, so you can check out our other video right here on Cash, which we really like that beer from Mason Ale Works here in San Marcos. They have a couple of brew pubs, basically gastro pubs, called Urge, one in San Marcos and one in Rancho Bernardo. So, they started in 2015 and been going really strong, and those are great places. A little different than most breweries to have a gastropub, so it's really cool. And then lead brewer there, Sweet Meat, we've talked about before.
Yes, what up,
John Jimenez. And then the co-founders, Grant Tantro and Zach Higson.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the crew.
Yeah, that's the crew there. So, check them out and check out our other video, and you can learn all about them pretty easy there. So, yeah.
All right. So a little bit about Moxa. They're out of Rockland, California, and their name is derived from Hinduism and Hindu philosophy. And they said on their website, we hope to emancipate, liberate, and release as well, which I think all guys want to release.
I was about to say. Yeah.
Isn't that the goal, like, of all men?
There's not a lot of detail in these descriptions, right?
I know. I thought that was interesting. They have been around since 2017. They opened their doors in 2018. It's a small independent craft brewery. The brewers come from a rich professional brewing background, and their tap room is 3,000 square feet, and they have 24 beers in-house, which they had 3 or 4 stouts that sounded like really, really good to me. So I hope to make a trip there.
I wonder if they're Indian or something because of Hinduism. That's mainly where Hinduism comes from. So in Moxa, like we said, it almost sounds Jewish, but it's obviously Hindu, so it's a Hindu word, Moxa. But I've really heard of it, especially there north of Sacramento. So there seems to be a lot of breweries lately we've been coming across from Sacramento area, a little north of Sacramento. So
road trip, right?
Road trip,
Road trip to
And this says Pastry Stout, so that's one of the things too. It's barrel aged, but it said Pastry Stout. So we're about to find out. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Let's see what happens here.
I don't know about bourbon with my pastries, but we will find out.
Yeah, when we first picked it up, or first saw it, it said Pastry Stout, and then obviously all the ingredients, vanilla, toasted coconut, and cacao nibs. We're like, oh yeah, Pastry Stout with all that. And then once we bought it, and you started looking up, you're like, oh, wait a minute. It looks like it's barrel aged, and obviously at 14%, 14.5.
Wow.
It's big, so that's a dark beer.
It's dark, all right.
It's dark like 14 and a half.
She's a dark one.
Not only that, it even looks like whiskey on the top. And we'll get to aroma, but you can already smell the whiskey.
I can, totally. This is gonna be interesting for me.
Yeah, so as far as appearance goes, no head, no lacing, looks like almost straight whiskey.
Wow.
Like they poured a little bit of beer in whiskey, not whiskey and beer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely living up to his name. Its name. It's super flat and it's black.
Super flat. Maybe that's why they named it Flat Black, and then they obviously came up with a great name. But yeah, it's flat black. Yeah,
completely flat. Like no carbonation. It looks a little like chocolate syrupy to me.
Yes.
Not what I like for my beers and my preference. I like head. I like carbonation. I like lacing.
Yeah.
This one.
It lives up to his name, though, like you said.
Totally.
Flat black.
Right. So I'm gonna give them a 3 because they are, they're keeping with their theme.
When you poured it, it had a little bit of bubbles, and the bubbles did remind me of a whiskey color. And then they just faded really quick. So I'm going to give it a 4, just because it's basically what it says. It's flat and it's black. It's just interesting to me, obviously, because it's whiskey and it's 14.5%. So I'm going to go with a 4. I think it looks pretty good. It's what it is. So I gave it over average for that reason. So
all right.
Aroma, I mean, the whiskey, you can just, you're scared now.
I am a little bit. It's actually, it's nice.
Yeah.
It actually smells really good. You definitely get the whiskey.
Yeah.
But I get the other, the other sweet pastry components. I get.
Yeah.
Chocolate, vanilla,
Getting the vanilla too.
coconut, maybe a little like marshmallowy aroma.
That toasted coconut probably.
It smells really good. The whiskey's not too crazy.
What's good too is like when you first poured it, it was strong, but now it's like airing out a little bit.
Yes.
It is fading a little bit, and I'm with you. Like, it actually smells not too bad of whiskey.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit, and yeah, you get a tiny bit of chocolate, a tiny bit of everything else.
Right.
But
Very nice, though,
it's actually smells very blended. Like one thing's not overpowering anything else, which is surprising because when you first poured it, I got a big whiskey whiff.
That's all I was expecting to get.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you give Aroma?
I'm pretty surprised. I'm going to give it a 4. I like it. Like I think you described it perfectly, saying that it's well blended. It's not just straight whiskey. It's not, any flavor in particular. It's just a nice, harmonious blend of. We'll find out. Yeah,
it's blended very well, and nothing overpowers anything else. So I'm with you. I gave it a 4 too because I actually like it. So, all right, give it a taste.
Okay.
You haven't had many barrel aged.
I know.
Stouts, so I'm interested to see what you think because a lot of them can get sweet, especially the bourbon. They can get really, really sweet. So.
I really like it.
You like it?
I really like it. I'm so surprised.
Are you?
Oh my goodness!
Take another sip.
Fluttered.
I actually like bourbon barrel beers a lot, except for the whiskey smell. We've talked about this before. I'm not crazy about the whiskey smell, but I do like the flavors that it does give the beer.
Wow.
So
this is really good.
So I'm glad you like it, because I actually like it that it's not a strong aroma.
Wow.
So what do you get?
I don't think this was described. I'm getting, to me, I get a lot of maple. Like a lot of maple. I get vanilla. That's really...
No toasted coconut.
No, I really don't. Coconut usually stands out to me.
Yes.
And I'm not really getting that, but...
Yeah.
Man, it's good.
I have to agree with you. Like, it's like a maple stout.
You're getting maple
I'm getting
too.
a lot of maple.
Wow.
And at 14.5%, you know, obviously it's going to be thick, which this is. It's a thick beer. So 14.5%. I mean, it's one of the biggest beers we've done. But I think we've gone up to 17.
Yeah.
But usually the highest is 12, somewhere around there. This is 14. But strong maple. Strong maple. And maybe that's where they get the pastry stout from. Like it's like syrup on pancakes or waffles or something.
But I'm just surprised like maple was not mentioned at all in the description. There was Guatemalan, cacao nibs, toasted coconut, I think vanilla. So
yeah,
for
it's
us
sweet.
to both have the maple coming through, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's sweet like a lot of bourbon barrels I get. Yeah. So what do you taste?
I really like it. I kind of love it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm going to give it a 5, I think.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so surprised. I was just really hesitant to even taste it. It's definitely a sipper.
Yes.
Like sharing one of these, I think, would be where it's at, but I like it.
Yeah, this is one. Even if you had a whole one, it's a sipper. Yeah, you're not going to drink this very fast. Which a lot of bourbon barrels, especially at that ABV 14, like, you know, that's why they usually serve them in little 10 ounce or 8 ounce, 10 ounce.
Yeah.
I give it a 4. I think it's really, really good. It's almost getting too sweet for me. Like it's super sweet.
It is.
Super sticky, which you expect. And it's like more maple syrup. I'm with you. Like it doesn't say anything about maple on it, but
I know.
Yeah, it has a lot of maple and it's thick like a maple syrup. So, all right. Texture, 14.5%.
Right. The texture is, I originally said chocolate syrup.
Yes.
Now that I've tasted it, I would say I would move the chocolate to maple syrup. It has that texture and consistency. I like to look at yours because I get a better angle of how it coats the glass. Like it's really, it's having that stained glass effect.
Yeah. When
you roll it around. I think they did a great job on the texture. I would like a little more carbonation, like mouthfeel.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay.
I think it's pretty true to the ABV, but I personally like a little carbonation.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually was going to give it a 4.5 too, because it could be, for 14.5, it tastes close to like a 12. It could be 14.5. We don't have many 14.5s, but I think it could be a little heavier for a 14.5. I'm glad it's not.
Right.
But I still gave it a 4.5 because it is heavy. It's getting super sweet, which happens in a lot of barrel-aged beers once they start warming up. It gets even sweeter, but man, it's like, it's really good texture, super sticky. It's literally like maple.
It is.
It's like a breakfast stout instead of a pastry stout, which is kind of the same. So, yeah. So what about finish?
I think the finish is great too. It's, I'm not left with like the bourbon. Is it bourbon? Yeah, bourbon.
Bourbon barrels.
Right. I'm not left. I don't know hard liquor. Like, is bourbon and whiskey the same thing?
Yes. Okay. It's just where it's made and how it's made. But Scotch, all those are kind of whiskeys.
All the same family.
Kind of, yeah. Scott's made in Scotland. Bourbons in certain areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of whiskey.
Okay. Well, anyway.
As far as I know, like I'm not a big.
Yeah.
As far as I understand.
I'm not getting that at all. Like, it's a very clean, dry finish.
Yeah.
You definitely get the stickiness and the sweetness of it, but I think they did a great job on the finish too. So I'm going to stick with a 4.5.
Okay. I give it a 4 because I am getting a little bit of the whiskey.
You are?
On the finish. That's where I'm getting it the most.
Yeah, I really don't.
The aroma, you get a little bit of whiskey, but it's not very strong. But I am getting it on the finish. I'm getting kind of that sweet kind of bourbon. Mm-hmm. But it's not like when I've had whiskey before where it has that vapor to it or whatever it is, where you're like, you know, it doesn't have that. It's just, it's a sweet kind of bourbon finish to it. So, and it lingers a little bit. I wish it was a little cleaner.
Yeah.
So that's why I gave it a 4. I really like it. I just wish it was a little cleaner and didn't have as much whiskey on the back end. But really good beer. And I mean, perfect name. It's flat. There is no carbonation, seems like, in this beer at all.
Yeah, I think they did that.
Right?
The name could not be more fitting, right?
Yeah, it's so flat. Like, I don't get hardly any carbonation.
I don't think there's any. I really don't. Which I don't know. I like carbonation in my beer.
Yeah, me too.
So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So for total, Janet, what do you give Flat Black by Mason Ale Works and Moxa Brewing.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia, yeah. So what do you give it for total?
I give this beer a 4.2 out of 5.0. First and foremost, I mean, I am just so surprised. When I started to do my research and found out that it was barrel aged, I was a little taken back. And then I got the can out right away and started inspecting the can. Nowhere on there does it say that. And I think you have to be transparent and be upfront and, put it all out there. So, I don't know. I would, if I can give a pointer to Mason Ale Works and Moxa, I would definitely do that in the future. Not that you care what I think.
Yeah, plenty of room to put it too.
Right.
Barrel aged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to what matters. It was such a pleasant surprise to me.
You don't drink a lot of barrel aged.
I really don't. I mean, I've had my fair share, but it's just it's not my preference.
Yeah.
And I don't like hard liquor besides a little tequila. A little vodka. Actually, maybe I like.
Maybe you do.
Maybe I like more than I thought, but I do not like traditionally whiskey or bourbon.
Yeah.
And that smell just always, it usually just takes over, right?
Yeah.
In barrel aged beers that I've had, I can't hardly get past the smell to enjoy the beer. So this one, it's just really smooth, really sippable, just really well blended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave it a 4.1, so we were both right there. You gave it a 4.2, I gave it a 4.1. The only downside I can see is it's pretty flat. And the finish for me, I'm getting the whiskey. And even as it's warming, I'm getting more and more of it. But besides that, it's a great beer. And I do like some barrel-aged beers, especially some of the guys that really do it well, like Bottle Logic and AleSmith.
Yes.
They blend them so well that I actually love their barrel-aged beers. But then I've had some that are bad, that people don't know how to barrel-age well.
Yes.
So I don't know if Mason Ale Works doing a lot of barrel-aged beers, but wow.
Great start.
This is a great start and perfect name. It is flat. Don't expect any carbonation. It's flat and it's thick and it's almost like maple syrup with a little bit of bourbon in it.
Yeah.
Is what it tastes like. But yeah. So Gumbo Mud Review is a 4.15. So over a 4 for us for this beer, and especially a barrel-aged beer.
I know.
Look at you. Yeah, our first barrel-aged beer we reviewed. So
right.
We want to bring more of them, obviously, but it's not our preference. We just like big stouts and porters and some brown ales. But we will be getting into barrel-aged beers, so this might have been like a little gateway beer for you.
I know, I think so. Well, I've had the places you've named.
Yeah.
AleSmith and
Bottle Logic,
right? And they definitely know how to do it. So I know that there's good ones out there, and
even the brewery,
right,
makes a great barrel-aged beer.
Yeah. So I know they're out there, and this kind of renews my faith and to keep trying them. And there are ones out there that don't just smack you in the face with whiskey.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is obviously a sipper, 14.5%. It's a big beer, and it tastes like a big beer. So, all you guys that like big beers out there that like the barrel age, find this and grab it because it's really, really good. And it's in a 16-ounce can.
Right.
You know, a lot of barrel aged beers aren't. So,
yeah.
So, Gumbo Mud reviews of 4.15 for flat black. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this review, and click the like and share button and share it with everyone, especially your grandmother. And then click the subscribe button for more dark beer reviews.
Yes. You can find us on Instagram. It's Gumbo Mud, MUDD, and we always put out a post when we release new videos and some other extra special content.
Yeah, so you can find us there and look for us everywhere. So thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.